I'm trying to think, like, what is a common myth with entrepreneurship?
A myth about entrepreneurship. I think...
I think a myth is that,
Oh my gosh.
I feel like I would have to know some of the myths to answer that question.
I think the biggest myth about entrepreneurship is it's easy.
I would be remiss, I think, it's really hard. It's really, really hard to do this. Don't do it while you're in school if you can at all help it. It's stressful stuff. It's a lot of responsibility. Incredibly rewarding. Nothing has ever felt more rewarding than even the smallest successes. But again, not something to rush into, not something to view as something that's going to be on a straight line or a linear growth, right? You have to be ready for obstacles and unanticipated obstacles, especially.
It depends on where you look, but the whole owning your life and owning your day and it being glamorous, and you see a few people on the magazine covers and
you always hear about the companies that made it to the top, started in the garage or started in your bedroom, and now it's like a $5 billion company or $1 billion company.
That doesn't happen. That is for the very, very, very lucky select people.
Don't go by what you just read and don't fall for the glamour.
So I guess the myth is that it has to be perfect before you launch it, right? So to dispel that myth, we've found it's a lot better to get something out there, even if it's imperfect, and get feedback and iterate on that process.
If you're able to get the product out as soon as possible, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to have everything that you have a vision for on the roadmap, but it does have to solve the problem pretty well that you're looking at.
If you're trying to make something perfect, you're waiting too long to release it. Really, you just need to hit that MVP, the minimum viable product. It needs to function acceptably, right? And then you release, because that's when you get feedback. That's when you get valuable insight before you've even gone through the really time-consuming part, which is fine-tuning it.
Because if you spend too long building out a product and it becomes complex and robust, and then you work on it and you invest all this time and potentially, a lot of money, and then you get it out and then it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, you're shooting yourself in the foot. I mean, clearly that's not a good idea.
Well, I think especially in the tech sector, there's this myth that you have to be technical or even have like a technical co-founder to get started even. And I think recent years have made that not true anymore. There's been a whole slew of tools like no-code tools that allow you to connect different services together and get started, things like Bubble. There's so many great ideas in the heads of people that just think that this thing is impossible for them. But with all of these tools that are coming out now, you can create your MVP, you can create your first product, you can start bringing in your first bits of revenue without writing a single line of code.
There's this myth out there that it's easy and you're going to be this big, amazing, thing all at once. You probably will eventually. I'm not going to discourage anyone.
The vast majority of successful businesses are carried on by the backs of the founders. It is extremely difficult to succeed. And until you're 10 years in, 15 years in, it's not glamorous. It's not fun, honestly, in a lot of situations.
There have been, I guess, a lot more challenges than we ever expected. And I think that's not necessarily a bad thing as such. That's why, I guess, not everyone does it very easily. And I think we were so naive when we started. We were just like, right, we're going to launch an app. It's all going to be really nice and easy. You're going to get lots of users. And I think I would just kind of let myself know, there's going to be lots of ups and downs and really big ups and downs as well.